How many of you guys actually watched that post-match interview of Gamundi? I don't know if I'm the only one, but it kind of like felt like the guy was sympathetic towards Coach Nabi. And you can understand because Gamondi actually coached in South Africa. He was one of the coaches at Mamelodi Sundowns. He understands the dynamics of South African football. He understands South African supporters. And definitely he is aware of the mammoth task that is at Coach Nabi's hands of coaching the biggest club in South African football, Kaizer Chiefs. And on this installment of Oscar Nsinze Football, I'm basically just breaking down. I've divided the video into 3 of that heart-to-heart advice that Gamundi had for Coach Nabi. And before we actually dive into those 3 videos, you know what? I just want to send out a shout out to all the Tanzanian brothers and sisters who showed me a lot of love in the previous episode. You can just go to the videos I've posted. And the last video I posted was that immediate reaction to the Toyota Cup Yanga thumping Kaizer Chiefs 4-0. I've received a lot of love from the Tanzanian people, and actually a lot of them have given me a perspective on Coach Nabi. He was the previous coach. I mean, this guy, it's at I think it's Adam Sad 3005 at Adam Sad 3005. There's a lot of these younger fans who commented on that previous video. It gave me a lot of, a perspective on who Coach Nabi is. One of the guys said, we need to give, or Kaizer Chiefs rather, they need to give Coach Nabi some time, patience. 2 transfer windows transformed Yanga or young Africans while he started there. And he actually said, the very first exhibition match during preseason, Nabi lost, but there was no panic buttons from the fans or the management. They were patient with him. 2 transfer windows changed everything around. A good coach cannot become a bad coach overnight. I believe, and that coach Nasreddine Nabi is a decent, high-profile, quality coach, but obviously he has to work with some resources. If you're seeing this space and this content for the very first time, do not hesitate to join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Stay and see what I will say on this episode. Like, engage on the comments below. Obviously, I want to grow. I want to improve. And the intention is also to travel to Africa. I do have a bucket list of derbies I want to watch live. One of them being the Dar es Salaam derby in Tanzania. I mean, I've received a lot of love, even during the AFCON, January, February, during the AFCON tournament. I received a lot of engagements from East Africa, Nigerians, and I think Ghanaians. So I do want to go to those parts of the world. I want to really see live or watch live Tanzanian derby between Simba and Yanga. So obviously for me to grow, I really would appreciate support to improve everything I'm doing. The lighting, the sound, the mics, cameras. At this point in time, I'm just using my iPhone, nothing else. And I'm doing the editing myself. And but I'm taking it day by day, So I'll appreciate any support. You will see that super chat button or the $ button. I mean, the support you can donate from 20 rands or 30 rands or 40 rands up to 10,000 rands. Whatever capacity you have, you can donate so I can just grow and improve and do a bit of traveling. Obviously, I am in South Africa. I will do a lot of South African games, but I also intend to go to, Rabat. I mean, Casablanca. I watched that Casablanca derby between Wydad and Raja, Cairo, Zamalek, Al Ali, Rwanda. There's a big derby there. Uganda, they have a big derby there. I'm not sure in Ghana if they're big on the Asante Kotoko and forgot the other team now. But and with Nigeria, I don't know much about their local league because the majority of West Africans in general, they are big on English football or English league. I think it's time as Africans we really embrace our own. We embrace our leagues. We embrace our teams. We embrace our local players. Look at what Bafana did. I think we only had 2 players outside the continent, and we went as far as third place in AFCON with local players who are playing in CAF and South African leagues. So this just goes to show that with a lot of investment and quality coaching, top profile coaching, teams and leagues can improve. I mean, look at Yanga. Yanga is a top-notch football club, physicality, technical. They are up there, and every season they are just improving. So I really appreciate donations, whatever you can afford. I will receive them gladly. I'm already monetized, and obviously month to month you just wait for the threshold if you've reached it, and then if you get money, obviously it's to reinvest it into the channel so that I grow this platform, and I grow so I can actually even meet fans wherever I go. I mean, it's such platforms, as smaller it might appear as is, but through these platforms I can be able to go to your country. It doesn't matter whether you're in Zimbabwe, whether you are in Angola, it doesn't matter where you are in Africa. You can be my contact for me to land in your country. So I'm glad you've joined the family, you've subscribed, and continue liking. And also your part of donations is also for you guys to watch the ads. The more or the longer you watch the ads, the better for the content creator. That money is gonna be reinvested into this channel, so it's better in all facets, in all forms. And that's just it. But I don't want to waste any time, and just go to the first section of what Gamundi said.
You cannot be overnight a big team. In my opinion, the expectations they're too high, because I say always in football you need players. Even Guardiola say his success is because it was in Bayern Munich and Barcelona and City. It's about the players. And in my case particular, I prefer to start in slow and building, not thinking in big, and after you become into the reality. I think today, in the tactical point of view, we gave a lesson how it is to play international games. It's not easy, but you need to have experience. And Kaizer Chiefs today, I think they put 4 or 5 young players, but you cannot expect to win a high level with young players, inexperience.
You know what? He said a lot in that clip, Coach Gamondi, and I mean, he's basically just straightforward. He's not trying to fake anything. He's sympathetic, yet he's actually being factual in what Coach Nabi is facing. He alluded to the fact that the expectations seem to be too high from the supporters, even maybe from the followers and management. And he quoted that Pep Guardiola said he is what he is today because of the players he's had, the privilege of the players he's had at his disposal at Barcelona, at Bayern, and now at Man City. So he's actually saying that for Coach Nabi to give what the fans want, what the management want, the management really need to reinvest in quality and experienced players, because the biggest lesson he gave to Kaizer Chiefs is the fact that you cannot expect to win whether international games. I mean, for Yanga, they are a big team. They are a team that competes in continental premium competitions year in, season out. You cannot expect to reach that far if you're going to be playing with these youngsters. Nothing wrong with youngsters. Your Duba, your Mfundo, your Shabalala, your Samgelo Zwane, your Mbutu, as good as they are. But put the younger players here and those youngsters here, even physically, they cannot compete. They cannot compete. They're young, inexperienced, and there are other aspects of the game that they're still lacking in. So a huge investment by Kaizer Chiefs to help Coach Nabi would be a great deal for the football club. So I mean, if you take back when last Kaizer Chiefs won silverware, it was way back with Coach Baxter when they won the league in 2015. Now you look at that squad. I mean, you had the likes of Mato, Mashamaite, that's the center back at the back. He was a big man. They do the basics right. And then you have, you have a Katsande. Those two, ever since they left Kaizer Chiefs, they have never been replaced. I mean, today we're talking of a DM. I'm still of the opinion that the only proper DM that Kaizer Chiefs have got at their disposal is the Ox. But from looking outside in, it doesn't look like Coach Nabi's choice will be Mtetwa for that DM position. I think he will prefer Yusuf Mart. But for me, Yusuf Mart is not a DM. But going back to the quality and experienced players that Kaizer Chiefs had, they had a Yeye. They don't have a Yeye in this squad. Not even close. They had a Katande. You don't have a guinea pig in this squad that will work for everyone and be tested by everything and still stand. There's no Katsande in this squad. You had someone who will create something out of nothing, a Shabalala. You don't have a Shabalala in this squad. Yes, you have young stars who will do flicks and tricks. I think someone who could be in that mold is the young Shabalala. And out of all the young stars I've mentioned, I think Shabalala is probably the more developed one, or the one who's had more minutes. He's getting there. He's better than the other ones. So that's the experience that Coach Gamundi is talking about. That, you know what, Kaizer Chiefs at where they are and with the expectations they have, they've done well by bringing this technical team to lead Kaizer Chiefs back to glory, but the expectations seem to be too high. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs had a Bennett Parker from overseas experience. In this squad, who do you point? Who do you rely on, really?
The level of the Kaizer Chiefs, but for me, biggest club is difficult to manage players, but as well the expectation. You created a big expectation, and after you must perform it inside the pitch. It's no excuse. But I spoke with the coach. I give courage. There's a lot of work to do, but I think as well, if you want to compete in domestic league against team like Sundown, like Pirate, like Cape Town, you need to improve a lot. It's not easy. Coaches can work, you can work inside the pitch during the week, but if you don't have quality, it will be difficult.
Gamondi still continues on the same thing, that there's still a lot of work to be done. You know what? There is a school of thought that might say Coach Nabi played with the youngsters because maybe he wants to show the management just color to the management what might happen throughout the season, and actually painted to them that, you know what, it's actually not possible for me to compete even in domestic competitions if this is all I have. Maybe that was intentional from Coach Nabi. I do not know, because you do have an Ox who's more experienced than Samuel Ozwane, but he started on the bench. We didn't watch other games in Turkey. All we know is the big one, the Toyota Cup that we all watched. And but that might also be something that that Coach Nabi is actually projecting to the management. Now, another thing he made mention of, which is actually interesting, he made mention of the resistance that Kaizer Chiefs is facing in the league. It's not just Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Cape Town City. I mean, only the big two, but Cape Town City, he also mentioned. The guy rates Cape Town City higher than than Kaizer Chiefs. So that's interesting. And I've made it clear even in this platform that Kaizer Chiefs signings are ranked lower as compared to your Cape Town City, Sekhukhune United. There is a whole lot of work that needs to be done, and Coach Nabi needs support and assistance from the Kaizer Chiefs management.
So today, Kaizer Chiefs, I repeat this, no, it's a good critic. It's a preseason. For me, the result is not the most important, but for example, Kaizer Chiefs didn't create goal chances. This is a situation who must concern the coach. And we created chances, we created transition, we have ball possession, I think, a lot. It's a lot of work to do. But I wish Coach Nabi and management, they can manage this situation, they can improve. But my opinion is you must be slow, step by step. Last season was, I think, bad, very bad for Kaizer Chiefs, and you cannot change the team and didn't bring a star like a player, a big player. It's difficult. For that, I think the most important is to manage the expectation, especially for the fans. We must be clever how we pass the message, because you must be realistic with the player you have, where you can go. For me, probably this season is a transition season for Kaizer Chiefs. This is the most logical, I think. Me, I'm realistic. It's a transition. You cannot be 10 years in no good position and without buy player, you can be champion. It's not logical. The wish of the fans, I understand. But management and as a coach, we need to think in about football strictly.
Now, the last part of the 3-part video is more of your technical and tactical analysis of Coach Gamundi on the opposition, which is Kaizer Chiefs, the team he played against. And his situation of concern is more on Kaizer Chiefs not creating chances. And I mean, everyone who watched the game, Kaizer Chiefs didn't really have clear-cut chances, as opposed to his team that had more, the chunk of the ball position, and they had a lot more transition moments. Kaizer Chiefs lost balls in critical areas, and Aziz Ki, the central figure, was one who could even lay some true passes. There was a ball that Samkelo lost just outside the box. He tried to have trap the ball in a fancy way, and Aziz Ki took the ball off him. Aziz Ki gave a true ball to a striker, but I think Simango managed to block or win the ball. So those were some of the transition moments that Gamondi is talking about. But he's more concerned that they didn't create a lot of chances. He's really hoping, he's sympathetic towards Nabi, that he can get support from management. The management really need to go out and get players for this guy. I counted left back, I counted defensive midfielder, I counted a creative midfielder, I counted a striker that are available out there. They are free. Kaizer Chiefs doesn't have to pop out any penny for these players, and they can bring them tomorrow. These are PSL proven players, international players, quality players, experienced players. Age might not be on their side, but one season with a Nabi might actually help Kaizer Chiefs to compete in this season, because with the squad they have currently, I am not convinced, and I know that Kaizer Chiefs have got more time on their side because they're not part of the MTN 8. I mean, their first game is on the 14th of September, so the whole of August they won't have any competitive game until the 14th of September. So you do have a Serrero who's on the wrong side of 30, but Kamohelo Mukocho has proven that age is just a number. Kaizer Chiefs can just give these guys, I mean, yearly contracts. Call Serrero to come back home. He's 34. He's got, he left the country when he was 21. Almost 14 years of playing outside the country. Ajax Amsterdam, Vitesse, played in UAE. He played in Champions League. So, you are bringing a lot of experience. He can play as a DM. He can play also as a number 10. You do have another creative player who can create something out of nothing. I'm talking about Gaston Sirino. The belief amongst Kaizer Chiefs supporters is that they no longer want Mamelodi Sundowns rejects. But you know what? I think they should make an exception for Gaston Sirino. I think he's more matured now, and I think now he's clear on what he wants in his football. He's a South African citizen, and he really loves South Africa. His family is still here. His kids are studying here. He wants to be here. So just get the Sirino and help even the youngsters, the Shabalala, and on how players should focus on their craft. So a Sirino would be a very good creative player to add to the squad. And then you have, it appears like the Pasadine, Stellenbosch, Chiefs doesn't want to pop out the money that Barca is demanding for. So the Pasadine left back, it appears like Kaizer Chiefs are not going to go all out for Pasadine. But the left back that was playing for Yanga SC, oh my God. Both full backs, number 21 and number 24. The Tanzanians will correct me on the comments below. I'm not sure if it's Yengezi or Ziao. I might be wrong with the names, but I know at 24 and at 21, they were playing fullback. The left back, physicality, it's there. Pace, he's there. First touch is there. Awareness, it's there. That's just a complete player for Nabi to go and get. Nabi is coach in Tanzania. He knows some of these players, and just give the checkbook to Nabi, and he must go get players at Yanga. It appears like Kaizer Chiefs and Yanga, they've got a very good relationship. They played a preseason game last season. Kaizer Chiefs lost, and then this time around it was for Yanga to come to South Africa. They came here and they dumped the biggest team in South Africa. He makes mention of, how do you expect to go far if you don't even have a star player? Gamundi, someone else will say he's harsh, but he's just being factual and being honest that you can't go far as a football team if you don't even have a star player. He doesn't recognize any star player with the current Kaizer Chiefs team. If Kaizer Chiefs people were deceiving themselves that they could win something or even compete for a CAF spot, Gamundi is not even giving them a chance. We're speaking about all these teams. Cape Town City, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Kukunu United, but no one is talking about the third place side last season, Stellenbosch, the One Boys. The boys who even won their first trophy as a football club. That knockout Cullen Cup, Black Label Beer Cup. They are not talking about Stellies who normally do well in transfer, who buy well, who sell well, and their recruitment is just brilliant. So because the Chiefs are going to have resistance from all of these teams, it's not going to be easy for them. But the best thing they could do for a Nabi is to buy Nabi players. And now, last but not least, Gamondi says every Kaizer Chiefs fan should accept that this season is a transition season. It's not a season where you should expect trophies. It's not a season where you should expect top 2 or top 3. It's a transition season because you are coming from a piss poor season, 10th place. So don't expect to finish 10th and go all the way to number 1 or even runner up. Maybe you can fight for other cups, but don't expect any silverware. Brutal, but he was just very, very honest. So those were some of the advices that Gamundi gave to his fellow, colleague Nasreddine Nabi at Kaizer Chiefs. Thank you for staying this long. Do engage in the comments below of what you thought about what Gamundi was sharing with South Africans, Kaizer Chiefs fans, management, the coach. Did you pick up anything I did not pick up? Share on the comments below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share the video on all your social platforms, and do ask questions. Do suggest what you want to see in the next episode, and you're also welcome to support the brother. Donate. Well, it doesn't matter. $100, $50, $10. I'm open to anything, and may my God bless you all.